Hey guys, how you doing today? My Hey guys, how you doing today? My name is Steven Akintayo, and it's good to be here. As you can see, we're all dressed up for, imagine how lives has changed. We all have to put on masks like this to go out. It's crazy, but today is the first day of the Ease happening in Lagos State, Nigeria, where people can move around but with facial masks, and a couple of guidelines is instituted. How many of you can hear me very well? If you can hear me very well, type "I can hear you very well." I also like you to share this video 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, across all your social media platforms. Share, share, share. Just keep hitting the share button and get everybody in here. I want to share with you guys on post-COVID real estate opportunities. So people have asked me questions like, where are the opportunities in the real estate sector after COVID-19? Okay, where are the areas that people can invest in real estate and get returns? So I want to start by telling you the places you shouldn't invest, that you can't get good returns in these particular places. Okay, number one, commercial real estate isn't going to give you good returns post-COVID. Okay, when we say commercial real estate, we're looking at offices, malls, we're looking at industrial parks, and so on and so forth. Now, this sector in real estate will not bring money because of more people need to work from home. Malls need to be decongested, so there won't be huge demand on commercial real estate anymore. Part of commercial real estate, of course, is hotels and things like that. This part of real estate is no longer going to sell heavily like before. Again, if you're with me, I'd like you to share this video. Share it 50 times. Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, across all social media. Good to see all of you. As you're joining me, tell me your name and your city also. I can see Lucky Christopher. Good to see you, Lucky. Thank you for joining. Immediately after the school, you enter, take your right. Okay, good to see you immediately after the school, Lucky, thank you for joining. Again, those of you joining, your name and the city you are joining us from. Okay, and share this video. Share, share, share. So commercial real estate is not a place to put in your money. I don't care how good it was. I don't care how the deal looks like. I don't care even if it was something you were almost concluding before post-COVID. It will take another 1, 2, 3 years before commercial real estate becomes, lucrative. Take your right here. Okay, so don't go into commercial real estate. It's not working at the moment. Also, you need to know that hotels is not necessarily a best investment right now. Petrol station is not necessarily the best investment right now. Benjamin from Dubai, good to see you. Okay, hotels is not necessary. Even schools, okay, these are still part of commercial real estate. They are not necessarily the most lucrative right now. It's okay, you can stay here. Okay, but again, good to see you. I can see Lucky Christopher from Italy. Thank you for joining me, Lucky Christopher. Thank you, I appreciate it. Again, as you guys are joining, your name, your city, and share this video. Get everybody in here. Tell them the eagle is back at work. Of course, with his marks anyway. The eagle is back to work, and it's beautiful to be back to work again. And I'm here in one of our estates. This is Beryl Estate. Now, 2 areas are still going to do well this season. Thank you. 2 areas are still going to do well this season. And that is, let me open the door, please. and that is you want to look at the areas that will do well this season is land banking and of course residential real estate. Okay, a lot of people will still need houses. Okay, people still need houses. They need where to live and to work and things like that. And so I'm live here, and by the way, this is what we're talking about, hustling, right? A lot of time people tell me about wanting to become rich, and I tell them wealth is not for a lazy person. It's raining now in Lagos, but I'm here working, right? I'm here in our estate talking to you about our property in the rain. But that's how you do it. You don't sit down and think wealth is just going to come your way. That's not how it works. Okay, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of hands, so will poverty come hit you big time. And many of us are doing this. COVID is not a luxury to be lazy. An idle hand, okay, will of course not be profitable. If you decide to say because of COVID, you are not going to still find a way to make money, still find a way to be prosperous, don't blame anybody for the height of poverty that is going to hit you. Don't blame anybody, okay? And I mean it. I mean this very much. And by the way, if you're joining me, tell me your name, your city, share this video on Facebook, on WhatsApp, share, invite everybody in here. The Eagle is live here. So we're at one of our estates. This is Berry Estate, as you can see. And this is a fantastic property to invest in. You can see we started the fence work and the gatehouse before the lockdown, and we're resuming work this week. I mean, we don't have time to waste. We ain't got time to waste, because the biggest crisis is not even the health crisis. The biggest crisis is the financial one. Okay, so we're looking at opportunities in the real estate sector. This is an opportunity, residential real estate. Okay, as you can see now, look at here, there are houses here. So this is somewhere people live already. There's electricity. But look at, there's a house not too far. This is face me and face you. How does this work for social distancing? Everybody's having to use the same toilet, the same. So one of the opportunities COVID-19 has brought in business-wise is residential properties. New York is already complaining that New York is congested. Cities that are congested, government will have to make compulsory regulations for proper spacing. And here is an opportunity for you to build residential properties and get people to rent, and you make money for yourself. Does this make sense at all? Okay, so residential property is key. It's one of the ways to make good money and build wealth in this tough season. You want to take advantage of seasons like this and say, where are the opportunities? So commercial, real estate is literally dead. Residential, you see my staff has been sleeping in the rain. Me is Oga. Come hold this for me, Joe. At least I can hold two things. Okay, so residential property will work, but commercial will not work this season. Another thing that works this season is called land banking. Okay, land banking basically is you buying places that are not yet developed. You buy the land and you leave it for a while with the opportunity that is going to appreciate over time. Okay, we call it land banking. So you buy a land majorly for the to single it to direction of the rain. Okay, I think why no timber as well. Okay, good. So land banking basically is you buy properties with the hope that the property will appreciate in value. And so this is more of buying outskirts, buying bush, and hoping that over time the bush will appreciate. Now, I've been telling a lot of people, I said, look, buying developed properties or from developed location, except you want to do residential property, is not necessarily the best option right now. The reason is because people do not even have enough money to buy expensive apartments anymore. People are looking for something affordable, something cheap, something easy. Also, keeping your money in the bank is also not a wise decision now. Oh, it's better I hold my tin myself. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so keeping it, is raining heavily, guys. I gotta go back to the car. But I hope you've seen the real estate live and direct. It's one of our estates. We have many estates across, you know. But no, it's okay. I'll do the rest in the car. Okay, so it's raining heavily. By the way, guys, if you are getting value, I want you to share this video. Share. Tell me your name and your city, and share this video across all social media platforms. Okay, hit the share button. Hit the share button. Share on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Invite all your friends and get as many people as possible to join us. Okay, I'm sharing on opportunities in the real estate sector post-COVID. Okay. I need you to know that there are still opportunities, and that's just the truth about life and business. Opportunities still exist. The question is just, where are they? Where are my opportunities? Where are, am I to leverage on? And this is always some of the things you want to take advantage of. Okay, let's go. We're going to Amole this one. So, yeah. So you want to ask yourself, where are my opportunities? Where are they in the real estate sector? And like I said earlier, commercial real estate is not going to do well in the next 2 years. Nope, it's not going to do well. And when we say commercial real estate, we're talking about hotels, malls, we're talking about offices, office complex. They are not going to do well because of social distancing. However, residential accommodation, particularly affordable ones, are going to do well because more people are going to begin to look for how to observe social distancing. More people are going to be looking for how to, live in places that are well spaced and everybody can have their own ensuite toilets, kitchen, and things like that because of COVID-19. So these are kind of the real estate that you want to think of. So 2 things I'm sharing with you today: residential properties, okay, for families. Is going to do very well. So you are looking for where is the place that people can live in, that can build a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom. Now, I won't want to advise you to go for 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom this season. Again, remember that most people are holding on to their money. And so people are not going to go, for the high end. So something low class or middle is going to work. We have a particular unique, terrace 1-bedroom, and I know that is going to sell very well this season. Okay, you have your kitchen, you have your toilet, and we are proposing building that here too. And you can partner with us. We'll build it for you, and we'll help you rent it out to people, and you make rental. At least you get your tenants to pay you every month, and we'll manage that whole process to making sure your tenants pay you your money. Now, 2-bedroom will do well, 3-bedroom will do well. Building 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, and renting it out will do well in this kind of season. It will do well. Okay, and those are things you want to look out for. But also be careful, luxurious apartment will not do well this season. So people are into luxury apartment, it's not going to do well because, again, like I said, people are going to hold tight to their money. Okay, because of the recession that the world is in, and the recession is global, it's worldwide. So everybody's holding on to their money and say, hey, I don't want to spend anyhow. I don't know how long this thing is going to last. And everybody's a bit careful. So you are looking for something middle class, something affordable, something, modest in terms of residential apartment. Now, what's the next thing that's going to do well? And I've shared this a long while. Is land banking. And by the way, I'm going to take questions from you guys. If you have any question for me, feel free to ask me your questions, okay? Feel free to ask me your question. Remember to type your name, your city, and your question. And please share this video as many times as you can. Share. Hit the share button. Invite your friends, invite your loved ones to talk to you, okay? This time around, you want to look at land banking. Okay, can everybody help me type land banking? I need you to engage me if you want me to enjoy this broadcast. You need to engage me. When I say something, you want to type it. Okay, can everybody type land banking? Land banking is the second real estate investment that will do well. In fact, it will more than do well. Now, let me start by saying putting your money in the bank is one of the biggest mistakes you can do in a recession. Somebody will say, why is that? The reason is because your money in the bank is losing value because of inflation. Let me give you an example. Before COVID-19, $1 equal to 360 naira. Post COVID-19, $1 equals to 450 naira. Some places 480 naira. What is that? Inflation. The currency is losing value. The same thing with the US dollars. What you could buy with $1,000 before COVID-19, right now in the US, you need $1,200 to buy the same thing. It's just what happens in recession like this. Things go higher. Things become expensive than what you can afford. So inflation hits everywhere and your money keep losing value. So when you keep your money in the bank and just leave it in the bank, what happens is that you are losing money. The amount still remains the same, but the power of that amount to do things is reduced. So it's always foolishness to keep your money in the bank during a recession, during a financial crisis. It's not the wise or the best idea at all. How many of you think this makes sense? If you think it makes sense, type it makes sense. Now, when we talk about land banking, where are the places that you should do land banking? I first of all need you to know that you don't do land banking in city centers. You don't do land banking in a city center. You do land banking in the outskirts of a city center. You don't do land banking in the city center. You do land banking in the outskirts of a city center. In other words, what are the city center of Lagos? Let's use Lagos for example. City center of Lagos is Ikeja, Ikoyi, Victoria Island, Lekki Phase 1, Lekki Phase 2, right? Even Surulere, Yaba is this city center. You don't do land banking in those kind of places because that's not how you're going to make your money. You do land banking in the outskirts. Fatima says this makes sense. Vincent said this makes sense. Thank you so much for letting me know that what I'm teaching makes sense. I'd like you to share the video if you are sure that this video is making sense. Please share on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. If you can share, if you have shared this video 20 times, please type X20. If you have shared this video 50 times, type X50. Because what I'm sharing is going to help a whole lot of people. Okay, many people are just leaving their money in the bank, and it's the worst thing you want to do right now. It's the worst thing you want to do. You know why? Even your bank is not sure they will survive after this. In Nigeria, for example, Access Bank is sacking 75% of their staff. The only reason they could have done that is that those staff were not productive. They had even thought of sacking before that time. They were just probably being careful. That's just the truth. Okay? The only reason Access Bank could have sacked 75% of their staff was that even before COVID, they were already looking at the productivity level of those staff, productivity level of those banks. Remember, they merged with Diamond Bank, and they probably have had too many branches and too many staff, and were already thinking of who to let go. Okay? And that's just the truth. So this just became like an opportunity to just let go as many of those staff as possible. So even your bank is not sure of their own future. So why will you now leave your money there? Let me repeat myself again. Even your bank is not sure of their own future. A bank will not let go 75% of their staff and still go ahead and do pay cuts, including the MBCO had to have 40% payment cut. In other words, his salary was reduced by 40%. okay, of the MDC group managing director of the bank. That tells you that even the bank is not sure of their own future. So if that becomes the case, why should you then drop your money there? Why? It doesn't make sense. So you don't want to keep your money in the bank. You want to ask yourself, where is the real investment? I just showed you our Beryl estate, right? Beryl estate was there before, COVID-19. After COVID-19, did you not see it there? Type, I saw Beryl. If you saw it, type, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it. Come on, guys. Those of you who saw the Beryl estate I just showed you, at one of our estates here in Ibejuleki, type, I saw it, I saw it. Now, that is the power of real estate. Now, some people bought shares, and the value of the shares they bought before COVID-19 was $100 per share. Some of them, right now, the value of that same share is $20 per share. Some is $10 per share. The question is, where did $18 go? Some is $2, right? From $100. Some is $20 from $100. Where did $80 go? Disappear. That is why you don't joke with real estate. Recession or no recession, your property remains there. You can still hold the thing. You can still touch it. It's there. It's physical. It's tangible. So right now, you don't want to put your money in paper asset. You want to put your money in tangible asset. Asset you can hold, you can touch, you can see, you can feel. Because once the asset is tangible, once you can hold it, it's a matter of time. People may not have money at some point to pay, but after a while, things get back to normal and they can afford it. But paper asset, many times, it just wipes out and you can never touch it again. Do you know that the richest, one of the richest oil company in the world is in trouble now by the name ExxonMobil? ExxonMobil, started with Standard Oil, owned by John D. Rockefeller, one of the biggest oil companies in the world. I mean, this company is over 100 years old. You can't stand them. They were big. They were huge. But guess what? Recession hit. COVID-19 hit. Netflix, that is less than 10-year-old, is more valuable than ExxonMobil right now. Can you guys believe that? Can you believe that? If you're enjoying this, type, I'm enjoying this, I'm enjoying this. Come on, guys, talk to me. If you're enjoying this, type, I'm enjoying this, I'm enjoying this. And if you're enjoying this, share this video on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Click on an icon right there, Facebook Party. Click on it and start inviting your friends. I need to do that. And those of you who have shared, I saw somebody has shared 10 times. Thank you. God bless you. God will honor you. You are the real kind of fans that I like, right? Some of you just like to receive from me. You don't like to give. One of the ways to give is to share this video. At least somebody else is learning from it. And it's not just selfish. Share this video 10 times, 20 times, or 50 times. And if you have shared it 10 times, or 20 times, or 50 times, just type X10, X20, X50. I really will appreciate it. So back to what we're sharing earlier. Netflix, that is less than 10 years, that is barely 10 years old, is now richer than ExxonMobil, or the biggest oil company in the world. But that's what happens in recession. Okay, if you are not careful, all your money can be wiped out in a recession. As we speak, one of my mentors that spoke to you early this morning, Dr. Pebanwo, was telling me that he regretted not investing in real estate. That when I was shouting real estate, he was just mocking me. And now he is realizing that he made a mistake. Because guess what? 60% of Dr. P's retirement savings was wiped out. Because in the US, you invest your retirement savings. So he invested it into shares. 60% of that money was gone. He said he started sweating when he saw it. He was sweating without being a heat. He was just sweating. Because 60% of all his retirement money that he's relying on after retirement swiped out because of COVID-19. A lot of people, okay, are going to really struggle because they put in their money in paper asset. They didn't put in their money in real estate. And that's just the truth. So land banking is a powerful tool. Let me tell you 3 benefits of land banking. Number 1, land banking is affordable. It's usually affordable. Why? Because you don't do land banking in the city center. Like I said, if we use Lagos as a case study, if you want to do land banking, you're doing Bejuleki, you are doing Epe, you are doing Aton, Songwater, okay? You are doing Lagos Ibadan Express Road, you are doing Badagry, you are doing Ikorodu. So the property you will find in Lekki Phase 1, a land, 600 square meter, that you will find in Lekki Phase 1. Mohammed, thank you so much for sharing this video 10 times. God will honor you. I appreciate you and I'm grateful that you did so. God bless you real good. I need you guys to share this video with your friends. Click on the Facebook icon, Facebook party, invite as many people as possible. I'm honored as you do this. You know, Olayinka says 60% is even okay. Some will be gone finally. Very true. You know, Imo, thank you for sharing 10 times. Wow, Fola, Felicia, thank you for sharing 10 times. I'm grateful. Right? Some people are going to lose 90% of their money, okay, as a result of putting their money in paper asset. They will lose 90% of their money because they put their money in paper asset. I always tell people, I say, why I do real estate is that it's tangible. You can touch the thing. A recession or no recession, you can hold the property. You can touch it. It's tangible. That's why they call it real estate. So imagine the land 600 square meter you will buy in Lekki Phase 1 for 200 million. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you will still find the same thing for 10 million. In Ibejuleki, in Lekki Epe, in fact, in Ikorodu is cheaper. In Ota is cheaper. In Lagos Ibadan Express Road is cheaper. Even if you want the one with a good title. That's the power of land banking. That's the power of land banking. You want to buy a land in Lekki Phase 1. You want to buy a land in Lekki Phase 2. You want to buy a land, okay, in Lekki. It is not less than, it's between 100 million and 120 and 220 million or 250 million. That is the price of a 600 square meter. A lot of you don't know that. You want to buy a land in Magodo, Omole Phase 1, Ikeja GRA. Okay, it's between 70 million and 150 million. You heard me right. Depend on the title and the location. In Magodo, but with a 10 million, with a 5 million, okay, with a 15 million, with a 20 million, okay, you will still see Lekki Epe Express Road down towards Ibejuleki, towards Epe. You will still see in Badagry, you will still see in Ikorodu. Now, some of you will tell me, but these places are not yet developed. Yes, I agree. But the funny thing is, I'm on Lekki Epe Express Road right now. Just 5 years ago, all these things you are seeing was not here. 7 years ago, this building wasn't here. They were not here 5 years ago. 7 years ago, all these things you are seeing, these shops you are seeing along Lekki Epe Express Road, they were not here. Musa shared 30 times. God bless you, Musa. The Lord will honor you. I'm grateful. All these things you are seeing, all these buildings you are seeing were not here 5 years ago. 7 years ago, they were not here. That's power of land banking. They were not here. On this express road, this is Lekki Epe Express Road, you will buy a land in this place for 1.5 million 7 years ago. As we speak, to buy a land on this express, you are looking at between 20 and 30 million if it has a good title. If it doesn't have a good title, you are looking at 10 million. Okay, in other words, if it doesn't have a C of O, you are looking at 10 million on this Lekki Epe Express Road. This Lekki Epe Express Road you're seeing. That's the power of land banking. So those who bought this express, okay, 7 years ago, how much appreciation have they gotten? If the land didn't have title, many of them now have 8 million naira appreciation in their money. Guess what? If they have left that 1.5 million in the bank, that 1.5 million will have lost value. You can't buy the land anymore. So they have made profit on their money. That's what land banking is about. You buy a land today for 10 million, okay? You come back to the land 7 years later, you are selling that same land for 100 million or for 150 million. That's power of land banking. You know the second advantage, so the first advantage of land banking is the fact that it is affordable. In fact, some of the land banking opportunities you will be paying small. Alhaji Bitcoin, thank you for sharing this video 40 times. I'm honored. You guys love me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, as you're joining me, tell me your name, your city. Tell me where you're watching from. Click on the Facebook party icon. Invite your friends. Share this video as many times as you can. Invite your loved ones. And guys, are you enjoying this? If you're enjoying this, type, I am enjoying this. Guys, talk to me. If you're enjoying this, type, I am enjoying this. Come on, talk to me if you're enjoying this. Now, it's important to know, like I was saying earlier, number one advantage of land banking is affordable. Number two advantage of land banking is that you can pay in installment. Okay, a lot of the land banking I did some years ago, 5 years ago, it took me 1 year to pay. Some of them, it took me 2 years to pay. I was just paying the things small as I could afford it. And today, some of the land I bought for 250,000 naira, I'm not kidding you. Some of the land that I bought for 250,000 naira 5 years ago is going for between 4 million and 5 million today. Okay, God is my witness. The land I bought, but I can't tell you which land, because if I want to sell it to you now, you're going to start telling me stories. Some of the land I bought for 250,000 is going for between 4 million and 5 million today. And some of those places I bought 20 acres. I bought 50 acres. Some I bought 10 acres. You see how people now begin to say, we don't know how he made his money. You see how people begin to say, oh, you know, we don't know how, he's a young boy, but we don't know how he made his money. He made his money because he did land banking. He invested. He took time. And that's why I always tell people, rich people do what their mates are not doing today, okay, so that they can afford what their mates cannot afford tomorrow. That's the secret of wealth. You say somebody is rich, they do what their mates are not doing, okay, and they do it on time. They do it early. Number three, if you're enjoying this, type, I'm enjoying this, I'm enjoying this. And if you're ready for number three, type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Number three, advantage of land banking. What's going on? You guys are not sharing anymore. Okay, share this video, share. Okay, number three advantage of land banking is the fact, and I love this a lot more. Okay, I really love this part of land banking. I love it. Number three advantage of land banking is the fact that ultimately getting the documentation become easier over time. So there are sometimes where you buy a land without a C of O because you are buying it in the bush. Of course, most properties in the bush don't even have document. But guess what happened? Over time, government begin to look at it and say, you know what, we are giving C of O to everybody. And I'll give you this particular story. My mother bought a particular land about 30-something years ago in Songwater. In those days, Songwater was real outskirts. Nobody was living there. She bought the land for 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira. My mother is late anyway. And that's the only land she ever had in this part of the world. Because she was a civil servant, her salary wasn't big. And that's one of the secrets of all these, our parents. They are wiser than we, their children. They are wiser. They are wiser. And do you know that that land that she bought for 8,000, she didn't pay the 8,000 at once. She was paying some days 1,000, some days 2,000. That's how she paid for the land. Now she surveyed it, and this is very important. Survey your land and get your deed of assignment. Some people will buy land, they will not survey it. Okay? They think receipt is land. Receipt is not land. It's the deed of assignment that transfer a land to you, not receipt. Not even C of O. That a land has C of O does not mean it's your land. The fact that a land has because most times what land have is called global C of O. So one C of O covers a mass portion of land. And Nigerians in diaspora make this mistake a lot. They just say, the land has C of O. I'll tell them, do you have a deed of assignment? I say, what's deed of assignment? It has C of O. I say, oh, no. You don't own a land because it has C of O. You own a land because you have the deed of assignment. Can everybody type deed of assignment? Come on, guys, talk to me. Can you all type deed of assignment? Everybody, talk to me. Deed of assignment. Type it, deed of assignment. That is by law what transfers a land from the seller to the buyer, not C of O. C of O is just a government document that says the government has released that portion of land for 99 years, okay, to the owner, okay? Please note this, it's important. I've seen so many mistakes in this area, and they begin to, you know, Mr. Stephen, they dupe me, but you two don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you are doing. You should have knowledge. Knowledge and implementation is powerful. You should know what you're doing. So whether a land has C of O or it doesn't have C of O, once you have the deed of assignment and you have the survey, you can go to government and process your C of O as long as the land is not under government acquisition. Does this make sense at all? Again, if it makes sense, type it makes sense. So even if a land does not have a C of O, if you have the survey and you have the deed of assignment, you can go to the Ministry of Lands and say, I want a C of O for this. But if the land has a global C of O, but you don't have a deed of assignment, by law, you don't own it. So my mother bought this land, 8,000 naira. She had a survey, she has the deed of assignment, and she died. Okay, years later, after she died, I think 5 years later, Ogun State government started reaching out to everybody in Ota and all over Ogun State and said they are giving discounts on C of O. How many of you know about this story? If you know, type I know. Reach out to everybody in Ogun State and say we are giving discount on C of O. You want C of O? We are even giving you discount for you to be able to get your C of O. And before you know it, we also apply, and the land has C of O today. Okay? But guess what? If my mother were to have waited for the land to have C of O, it would have been so expensive and she wouldn't be able to afford it. Right now as we speak, that type of land with a C of O in Songwater is not going for less than 5 million. Okay? In Songwater now. 5 million. Remember how much she bought it less than 30 years ago? 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira. You see what I'm talking about? So number 3 advantage of land banking is that over time, as the environment develops, in many cases, as long as the land is not on the main road, in the map of the state, these are some of the things you want to be careful of. As long as it's not under government acquisition, okay? Even if it's under government acquisition, some place you can apply for a cession and they will give you. But just be sure that you've checked the map of the state and there's no road on the land they give you. If there's no road, you can over time process the C of O. Because I've seen so many people not able to have property because they want to buy a land with C of O and they can't afford the land with C of O. That's the honest truth. They can't afford the land with C of O. We have a property now along this express road. We're just launching. It has a C of O. Okay? It has governor's consent. How much is it going for? It's going for 14 million, 15 million. A lot of people have reached out to me. Mr. Stephen, how do you expect me to afford that kind of money? And I'll be like, oh, but you're the one that wants the property with a C of O. Why not start somewhere? Sometimes you can't afford this one that has C of O. Start with the one without C of O. Start somewhere. It's better to start with a land, okay, that doesn't have C of O than not having land at all. And I'm telling you the honest truth. This is my own story. My first set of land did not have any C of O. C waiting. It doesn't have C, talk less of O. Even survey, I had to do it later. Okay? But once you have a land in Africa, you have a land. There are always way around getting the document of your land. There are always way around it. If this makes sense, type it makes sense, it makes sense, it makes sense. Talk to me. Type it makes sense, it makes sense. Most of our parents, the land they have in the village, where they call your ancestral land, doesn't have C of O. Do you know that? If you know, type you know. In my village, there's no single plot of land in my village that has C of O. But can government go and meet my father, okay, and all my relatives in the village and say they want to take their land? No. Even if they will do, they have to compensate them. That's just the truth. Even though the land does not have C of O, because they know it's been a property that has been transferred from one generation to the other. Okay? From one generation to the other. They can't just come and begin to say they just want to take it like that, even though the law permits them to do so. But even governors don't do that because they know you are not going to win the election if you just go and take people's ancestral land without compensating them. Even Ibejuleki, when the government took the land here because of the free trade zone, they had to compensate the families by now giving them some portion with a C of O. That's what government had to do, right? Look at all these, places. This is also a particular estate. Years ago, this estate at some point was selling for 15 million. Okay, this estate is on Lagos, Lekki Ekpe Express Road. This estate, okay, 15 million. I think 7-10 years ago. Right now, you do not have between 100, almost 100 million. You can't get it. Okay, these are the advantage of investing ahead of time. Okay, and doing this ahead of time. So number 3 advantage is over time, you might be able to get the document of a land banking. Okay, particularly when as the place develop, government knows that a lot of people have bought it. Some of them are educated, some of them are lawyers. Government will just decide to say, okay, come and pay for the C of O. We'll give you guys the C of O. That's oftentimes what works. Just make sure when you are buying this kind of places, don't make sure you ask the seller, I hope it's not on the main road. I hope, because if it's on the main road and it doesn't have C of O, government has the right not to compensate you. Okay, is this making sense? If it makes sense, type it makes sense. Type it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, next, which is important, number 4 advantage of land banking is that it is a way to preserve money. It's a way to preserve money. Number 4, land banking is a way to preserve money or to strengthen money. How do I mean? You buy a land this year for 10 million naira. You bought a plot of land, 10 million naira. This year you bought a plot of land for 10 million naira. Okay, let's give an example. You bought it for 10 million naira. Now, the real truth is that this same land, 10 years later, your 10 million to buy the same kind of land will require 100 million to buy that same kind of land in that same location. Do you see what we are talking about? Now, whatever it is, what that 10 million could buy when you bought that land, it will take 50 million years later to be able to buy that same kind of property. That's just the honest truth about real estate investment. It's just how this thing works. So you want to know that if you're doing real estate investment, particularly land banking, it's a way to preserve the value of the currency. It's a way to preserve the worth, the strength of your money, whether it's dollar, whether it's naira. It's a way to preserve it. A lot of you people, if you do your research, dollar has been depreciating in value because of inflation. Chinese yen, pounds has value. Naira, of course, has lost value. But people who decide to put it into real estate, preserve their money, and still got in. And this is one of the perfect way to really build lasting wealth. Number 5 benefit of land banking is that it's transgenerational. If you buy shares, my mother bought some shares. By the time she died, we couldn't locate, but I knew she bought because she talked to me about it. But by the time she died, we couldn't locate the share certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how the shares disappeared. I knew she used to bank with is it Afri Bank? I don't know what the name of Afri Bank is now. I think they merged with UBA. But a couple of banks like that, she has shares in them. Those shares are nowhere today. We didn't locate the share certificate. We didn't locate all those documents. Today, it's gone. And I'm told that even if we had located the document, some cases it's still difficult. In the time she bought shares, they didn't have a structure to be able to transfer those shares to the next generation. Honestly, once the deceased has gone, I think there's a way they can do it now. But that time, they didn't have. So even if we had located those shares document, there was still nowhere as at that time the structure, the Nigerian Stock Exchange had. There was no way they could have transferred it to with the children. But real estate, all the property she had, okay, was easily transferred. Easily transferred. Even when you couldn't find the document, if you can locate who sold it to you and you come and say, we are the children of so-so person, they will give you a new document. They may charge you a token for it. They will give you a new document in you, the children's name, and the children continue to own that property. Okay, that's or you can go to court and the court will transfer the ownership to you, the children, or to your children. That is the power of real estate. But most paper asset can't be. Do you know how many people died with Bitcoin? Who inherited their Bitcoin? Come on, talk to me. Do you know how many people have died with owning Bitcoin? And you know they had this, wallet, and it's difficult to access the wallet. How many of you understand what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, type, I know what you're talking about. Millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin has just disappeared as a result of the fact that the owners died. And they died without having anybody being able to take over. And that's the truth. So that's why we say transgenerational wealth. That children upon children upon children upon children can take over. Children upon children. Do you know how many people died and their children didn't even know they had anything in the bank? And you know the bank don't go to their children. People who left their money in the bank. The banks don't go to their children and say, your parent left X amount. They don't. They don't do it. They don't do it. So people have lost so much money as a result of one thing or the other. But the good news is, and that's the benefit and the beauty of land banking, you can transfer it from one generation to the other. At this point, I will start taking questions, okay? If you have questions for me on what I've shared to you today, I've shared on, post-COVID real estate opportunities where you can still put your money. We've established the fact the bank is the most foolish thing you can do right now because inflation is hitting on that money. Inflation is affecting that money. Aside basic money you need to take care of your family, okay? You don't need to leave your savings in the bank. It's losing value. You also don't need to leave your savings in paper asset. It is losing value. You also don't need to put your money, be desperate, and begin to put your money in MMM, in Ponzi schemes. It is dangerous. When you put your money in Ponzi scheme, you're going to lose everything. You will lose everything. You heard my word. Don't be desperate this season to put your money in onshore investment vehicles. Put your money in vehicles you can hold, you can touch, you can feel. And one of the unique things our company has been doing is, by the way, if you have questions, feel free to type your question. If you have enjoyed this type, I have enjoyed it, I've enjoyed it, I've enjoyed it. Please type, let me know, show me some love. I've taken about an hour to teach you, so show me some love. If you have enjoyed it, type, I enjoyed it, I've enjoyed it. Can you wind down a bit in front? If you have enjoyed it, type, I've enjoyed it, I've enjoyed it, I've enjoyed it. And share this video, keep sharing, keep sharing. Click on the Facebook party icon, okay, and invite all your family and friends. It's time to take your questions, okay? Don't be shy. Ask questions. I tell people, those who ask questions are always smarter and better, okay? So ask me any question. But I want to say this, and this is very important, that I reiterate this very here. Our company has been able to help people who don't live in Nigeria to invest in real estate. We've used DHL, UPS to send their documents to them. When we discovered that a lot of people have invested in real estate and involved their family members, and their family member took over the property from them, okay? And, because they send the money to those family members, and those family members put in their name, and those people took over the property, what we had to do was to say we needed to come up with a strategy for people in diaspora to buy property without coming to Nigeria. And we've perfected that model. How do we do it? Step one, we go to the land and show you the video of the land, and you're able to see that this is our company's land. So that way you have done inspection virtually. Number 2, we are able to do allocation. In other words, after you pay, the day we need to allocate your land to you, we're also able to do allocation virtually. So some people insist they want to see it, so we use Zoom and all this too. Our surveyor goes to the land and apportion the portion that is due to the customer. Step 3, we prepare the document, okay, and scan it to the customer sign and send it back to us. Step 3, we forward the original documents to the customer using DHL or UPS or any of this courier anywhere the customer is in the world. And we do the survey, we do the deed of assignment, and what you guys don't know, with the survey, even if you come back 100 years later, the coordinates on that survey will help you to trace the exact place that was given to you. And we are the first to do this in the country. We are the first to do this. So we've been able to have, as we speak, over 80% of our customers who are not in Nigeria, who has never even been to Nigeria. Okay, we even have some who are not Nigerians who invest in our company. As a result, that's why you always see me go to our land. We do, as I've done this now. There were some people who had told me they wanted to see burial. You know, I've given, and that they wanted to see it before paying. And what I've done today, they were watching. Many of them were watching today. And so I've already shown them the land. They can see it's real, it exists. And many of them are going to pay today. And then we'll move to the next phase. So we've been able to create this kind of structure for many of you. So this way, there's no, I had to involve my cousin. The cousin cheated me. I involved my sister. The sister put the thing in her name and she took the property. This way, we have eliminated third party that can end up swindling you. And we're a registered company. So either way, you know that we have reputation, we have name, and we want to protect that name. So I'm going to start taking questions right now. If you have questions, feel free to type. I have Oluwatoyin says, is one getting land? How will someone know the land is on the road? Because when buying, the whole area is bushy. So, well, I want to advise you that you don't want to buy from Omonile, right? Because that problem comes to play when you are buying from Omonile, right? Because even the Omonile doesn't know where is road, where is no road. So I advise you buy from a credible registered real estate company. Okay, I'm the MDC of GTEX Homes. That's one of the leading real estate company in this country. You can Google us. GTEX Homes, GTEXT HOMES, GTEX Homes. What's the advantage of buying from a GTEX Homes? They create an estate structure. They do a layout, they do road network, so they will make sure they are not giving you a place on the road. Like the burial estate I've shown you, how many of you noticed that we left about 3 plots from the road? If you notice, type I notice. Come on guys, those of you who watch me show you burial estate. Do you notice that we left about 3 plots off the road? If you notice, type I notice. That's why did we do that? Peradventure, government is expanding the road in future. We don't want it to touch any of our customers' land. So even if government wake up one day and say they want to, so that's one of the advantage of buying from a registered or a company. They have a structure. They are, they're educated people. They have a lot of people working with them, and so there is a proper way they go about it. But if you buy from Omonile, they just give you anywhere, right? And there are also no integrity, and you can't sue them. I know you can say you are suing them, but the person can disappear. But you can sue a company, and even if the owners of the company are nowhere to be found, the government can seize their asset. I always say this, a lot of people don't know. In Nigeria, they say, no, I want to buy from an individual so that I can hold him. You can't hold an individual, but you can hold a company. How? The government, the court can seize that company's asset and insist that the government sell the asset and pay you back your money. The court can do that. But if you hold an individual, at the best, the person will tell the judge that he doesn't have money. And if the judge, they do research, they check that the person's, all his account is empty, truthfully, your money is gone. That's the truth. And you won't get it back. Okay, these are powerful strategies I'm teaching you now. So it's always wise to buy property from, it's more expensive buying from an estate than buying from a monile. That's true. But you need to know that these monile are not selling cheap. That land they sold to you, they sold to 5 other people. It's the strongest person amongst you that eventually own it. That's the truth. My father we bought a land for my father in Abeokuta. I even did a video on this. Right? My brother was the one in charge. Do you know that they sold that land to 5 people? Then somebody came, took it over. Then they gave another place. That one too was to 5 people. Okay? Until I got involved. Immediately I got involved, I said, no. You guys should have involved me on that. You were having trouble. I look for, I won't tell you the secret. Those are trade secrets we use. But let me go to the next question. Alhaji says, my question is there any amount required to start business like I'm in Anambra? Can I start this business with 300? Well, real estate is an investment. It's different from real estate business. So real estate investment is that you are choosing to buy land, you are living it for a while, and you are selling it investment. It's different from the business of owning estates, right? And you need to also know that when it comes to that, you want to prioritize. So if you want to do private investment of real estate, you are looking for places that appreciate better. In my own village right now, I don't have any big investment there. Because if I like, let me buy 100 acres. The appreciation level is not high because it is not boundary with Lagos. So you need to know that. It's not a boundary with Lagos. So the appreciation level in that area is low. And a lot of people make that mistake. In Lagos, for example, in Nigeria, for example, Lagos is the place that gives you the highest returns on investment, followed by Abuja, followed by Port Harcourt. So when you are investing for the purpose of wanting to make money, the number one place you want to do is Lagos surroundings. Okay? Not your village, not your state. A lot of time I see people make that mistake. They're like, let me give you an example. How many of you know Allen Oyema, the CEO of Airpeace? If you know Allen Oyema, the CEO of Airpeace, type, I know him. Now, he is a lawyer, okay, and he was talking about in 1990, as a lawyer, he got, this family who needed his help in Abule Egba, and they said he should be their lawyer. So he helped them sell a couple. Then later they said, no, we have up to 400 plots. We will give it to you. As you sell, you can add anything on top. So they told him to sell for 5,000 naira. And that he can add anything on top. Okay? But they are giving it to him at 5,000. So before you know it, as a lawyer, he started selling. Those places didn't have C of O that time. And this is what I'm telling you about. Some of you who are just, you must have C of O, you must have C of O. But most places in Abule Egba have C of O today. People have privately processed their C of O. Okay? So he started selling 5,000. So he added his own on top. Before you know it, he started making crazy money. In fact, at some point, he started buying for himself. He said he was the largest owner of that kind of expanse of land in Lagos. Ale Oyema is not a Yoruba man. He's not a Yoruba man. There's no way he could have done that kind of investment in Onitsha, in Enugu or wherever he's from, and he will make that kind of money. Lagos appreciates faster. And that was land banking, because that time Abule Egba was the outskirt of Lagos. Was the outskirt. So people who don't have much money were looking for Abule Egba, were looking for Sango-Ota. Like my mother bought, like I told you, in Sango-Ota. So people were moving to those, interior, okay, those bush parts. And they started investing. So the level of returns on investment he has made in Abule Egba, he can't make that in Enugu. right? It doesn't mean if you bought a land, okay, close to, you know, maybe GRA, and I've been to Enugu several times, or close to Unsuka, he will not have gotten returns on investment. But it's not the kind of returns we are talking about here. Okay? In 7 years, you buy a land in, you know, the last time I was in Unsuka, right? So, you know, I know people who bought properties. Okay? Maybe it has appreciated by 15%. The same person, I'm not going to mention his name, is one of my students. He bought in Ibejuleki. Between the last time, because I was in Unsuka 2015, between 2015 and now, the land he bought in Ibejuleki, okay, for 1.5 million, as we speak, is 10 million naira. The one he bought in Unsuka, because it's from there, okay, the value has not appreciated. Let's say he bought it for 500,000. Yes, the value right now is 550,000. So you need to know, this is how you do investment. I've seen people do the same thing in Ekiti. I have a protege, he bought a land in Ekiti. The thing hasn't appreciated. So you don't, this is not sentiment of where I came from. This is not sentiment of my village. This is not, and I say this a lot to a lot of my brothers from the East. The richest people when it comes to land investment in Lagos are Igbos. Quote me anywhere. Ale Oyema is just one of them. Quote me anywhere. The richest people in Lagos when it comes to property investment are Igbos. Quote me anywhere. You go do your research. He had to come out because of the issue of crisis he had, where he had an indictment in the US. So people started saying, okay, where did he get money? Where did he get money? So he had to start doing training to say, this was what I did. And before you know it, he moved from Abule Egba. After selling the entire Abule Egba, he moved to Ibejuleki. Of course, he knows the terrain. That's power of land banking. Okay? So power of land banking, he understands. Of course, is that not what I'm saying? Chinedu, what are you talking about? If you don't have anything tangible to say, get out of my word. I'm just explaining to you that when you want to invest in property, you go for places that the appreciation level can go higher. That's what I'm teaching you. Chinedu, get off my wall if you don't have anything tangible to add, please. So back to my story, Joe. So from Abule Egba, Alain Oyema moved to Ibejuleki early before anybody started thinking of Ibejuleki. Okay, and bought, and then we sold, and he claimed that's where he got the money to start Airpeace that we know today. But where am I going with my story? I'm trying to help you to understand that when it comes to land banking, you have to look for places that you can grow your money. Of course, very soon, in the next 10 years, I'm going to go to my village and build mansions. I'm going to buy massive property in my village and start big farms to help people there, right? But two poor people cannot help themselves. I have to first make some tangible money before I go to my village and help the poor people in my village. That's how you do it. So when you yourself, you have not made enough money, you are now rushing to your village. Two poor people cannot help themselves. You want to first get to the top. When you get to the top, you can throw the rope down, okay, and help the people there. So after making a whole lot of money in Lagos, I'm going to go back to my village. I mean it, and I'm not kidding you. I'm going to buy land, massive amount of land. I know real estate may not do well there, so I'll buy massive amount of land, start mechanized farming, and employ the people in my village as a way of giving back to them. But right now, buying a land in my village is not a wise investment because that place ain't gonna appreciate in real estate, okay? Ose Austin says, how much is Beryl Estate? Beryl Estate right now is going for 8 million naira if you're doing outright. But we have a promo. I'm not gonna announce to you how much the promo is. It's a unique promo we are doing. But it's only for those who already have money to invest this week. So if you are not ready, don't even about the promo. Okay, if you know you have some savings up to 5 million to put in this week, then you can reach out to me +1 6464 273317. WhatsApp chat only, please, no calls. Just chat me on WhatsApp, your full name and how much you have to invest. Okay, that's how we do it. Please don't chat me and start saying hello So I would now say hi, and say how's family. You are wasting my time. Okay, I'm a very busy man, and today is a very busy day for me. Remember, it's the first day post-COVID. Okay, post-lockdown in Lagos. It's the first day we are allowed to start work. So today is very, very busy for me. So let me see more questions. Musa says, how do I identify a potential place for land banking and start from scratch without money? Of course, there's no way you can start real estate without money. Are you a scammer, bros? You can't start real estate without money. The only thing you can do in real estate without money is to become a real estate broker. And even that, you may need some money, because people will be more comfortable buying real estate from you when they know you, that you are selling the place. You have also bought some portion. The reason why Allen Oyema was able to sell the place faster is that he's a lawyer, and then ultimately over time he too bought it directly and then resold. So people will be confident to buy a land you have invested in, even if it's a real estate. For example, you are selling for us GTEX home, you can sell for us, we give you 10% commission. But you see, those you are talking to, okay, will be confident to buy from you when you tell them that I've bought a land with GTEX homes and it's a good place, it's appreciating so fast. I will want you to come and invest. Remember when we started this real estate last year, October, it was 1.5 million. As we speak now, it's 8 million. And the real value of that place is about between 15 million and 20 million, because our neighbor is selling for 18 million right now. Our neighbor is selling, the neighbor behind us is selling for 18 million in that real estate. Okay, so you know that the real value is 18 million. But because we're new, we had to make it low, and that's one of the reasons why you want to buy from a real estate company when they are just about starting, before they start their fence, before they put in their signage. As long as you trust the company, as long as the company has reputation, you want to buy from them early, because it's cheaper when you buy early. Of course, it goes a bit higher over time. Okay, so, but you can become an agent for real estate company. You get 10%, and you start putting your 10% together and start buying for yourself. That's ultimately how it works. But it's always good when you are a marketer for real estate company and you yourself have invested, okay? Because people are more confident to invest when they know that you yourself put your money, because it's almost like you must be a scammer. You know, people don't trust people in this part of the world. So when you, the agent, you have not put in your money, people are a bit skeptical. Zaram says, I've enjoyed. I need some details on low-cost opportunity in your company. No problem. We have a lot of different opportunities. We have in Aton, we have in Lagos, Ibadan, we have in Abuja. So just chat me up on WhatsApp, +1 64 64 27 3317 on WhatsApp. Chat me up on WhatsApp. Okay, I will give you more details. I've answered yours, thing. I've told you the price of burial. Ada says, how do you get deed of assignment when buying a land? Do you process it yourself? Well, if you're buying from a real estate company, they most likely will want to process it themselves, including the survey, but they will charge separately for it. Less than few companies add it to the price, but most companies don't add survey and deed of assignment to it. But it's the person selling to you that prepares the document. You can't prepare your document yourself. Okay, it's the person selling for you, because first of all, they are the ones that know the history of the property. Then for the survey, they are the ones that know the place they are giving to you. You don't know. So it's the person selling that has to process your document for you. So in some cases, they pay separately for it, and in some cases, they've added the cost to it. So it's your duty to ask when buying, have you added the documentation cost, or is a separate payment? We, for example, charge a standard 500,000 for any of our property to help you process the deed of assignment and the survey. Okay. Lucky says his budget is about 1.5 million. Why not? Chat me up. We have a property, you know, that can work at that budget. We can work. Okay. Someone said, can I start real estate in Anambra with 300,000? I don't know. I don't live in Anambra, right? But you can start real estate in anywhere, any part of the world. But you must know that if you're doing land banking, you know you are doing land banking. If you are doing luxurious apartment, you know you are doing luxurious apartment. If you're doing commercial, residential apartment, you know. So all these things, you must know what you are into. Dare says cost of a land per plot. We have different estates, okay? So chat me on WhatsApp. I will give you details of all the various properties that we have. Or just call our office, our company. Just Google our name, GTEX Homes. You see our office number and email. You can call the office and talk to them. They will give you all the various property our company has and how to go about that. Florence says, first of all, I need to bring this closer so that I can see your questions. Florence says, first of all, invest in post offices, housing facilities, most of all basic amenities such as good road, pipe on water, etc. Okay, maybe what she means, yes. Another benefit of buying in estate is that an estate will process good road. We call it facilities. Okay, so they will do road, they will do electricity, you know, and all those things, you know. So buying a property in an estate setting is always a lot better. Okay, AY says, what if the company ceases to be going concern? I don't understand what you mean by going concern. You can take a company to court. That's the beauty. You can take them to court. It takes a while, but at least you will get justice over time. John says, my people, if you want land, go yourself. Again, John, I don't know what John is talking about. Please, guys, this is intelligent conversation we're having here. I really don't have time for BS. Okay? Please, I don't have time for BS. If you have better strategy, to teach people, please, okay, I'm not comfortable people picking call when driving, please. I'm not comfortable. So if you have a better thing to teach people, go and teach them on your wall. Plus, they say result terminating some. How many of you know that poor people are the ones that like to give free advice? If you know, type 1. People who do not have results are the ones who like to give you free advice. If you know, type 1. If you don't know, type 2. People who don't have any track record, any credibility. I always tell people, if you want to take advice from people who have results. Okay, the only reason I have estates today is because I've implemented what I'm teaching you. And I get angry and pissed off when people who don't have results come on my wall and want to be chatting rubbish. If you know that much, go on your wall and do your own training and teach people. Show us your own estates now. Abi, you know better than me. Go and show us your own estates. Okay, people who don't have results, they've never done it before, they always act like they know. Common sense, common result. Okay, and it gets me upset. And some of you, for whatever reason, you like to believe people like that. It doesn't make sense. I have a rule. If you don't have results in what you want to teach me, you can't teach me. I'm not interested. Thank you for your good advice. I appreciate it, but keep your advice to yourself. You want to teach me something, I want to see your result. I want to see how you have used it to help yourself. I mean, you've not helped yourself. I can't see an estate that you own. I can't see how many plots of land that you own, and then you want to teach me. Why am I quoting Alen Oyema? Because we can see the property he owns. We can see the fruit of his estates. We can see the fruit of his investment in properties. That's how you do it. You want to check before you take advice from people. Guys, learn this. Only take advice from people who have something to show. They have result. Their life has result. Not that somebody just come and it's funny that they are the ones that are so excited to teach everybody. And they know better than everybody else. They know better than anybody else. But the only problem is that they don't have any result to show us. No result. Okay? Dare says, what state is the land? We have property in Lagos, we have property in Abuja, we have in Ogun State, we have in Lagos, Ibadan Express, we have property everywhere. So chat me up, again, +1 646427 3317 on WhatsApp. WhatsApp chat only. Your name, your budget, and your question. That's how you chat me up, please. So let me read more question. Florence says, okay, let me read more. I've read Florence. Dada Oluwafemi Kadri says, hi, do you have a certified document from Lagos, particularly the Office of Surveyor General, defining the status of your properties? You know, so that we have different properties. We have properties that have C of O. You know, we have properties without C of O. We have properties with just survey. So anyone you want, we do have. So that is what I advise you to do when it comes to real estate. Go watch my video where I talk to you about different land documentations. Okay, land documentations. Okay. And please, many of you, when they give you advice, always learn about what they are teaching you, so that when you're asking questions, your questions can be very accurate, okay? And it can make sense. This is very, very important. So let me go into what I'm explaining to you. There are different types of documentation. Number one, we have survey, we have gazette, we have C of O, we have governor's consent. Okay, these are all different types of documents that a property can have. Okay, these are different types of documents that a property can have. So you want to know, when buying a property, reach out to the seller and say which one does this particular property has, and then they tell you what it has. Of course, you then want to ask, juxtapose that with the pricing. Okay, and know whether, because one of the mistakes people make when doing land banking, like I told you, this is land banking I'm teaching you now. Land banking is not as important about the document as your chance of being able to process your document. So if you are doing land banking, the only type of land I would advise you not to buy in the land banking setup is a land that is under government acquisition. If a land is under government acquisition, I will not advise you to buy it. However, there are some land that has what we call village accession or village accession in process. And you have the job to go and do your research. You can go to the Ministry of Land to search about a property, what title is on that property, not just what the seller tells you. You can do your own private investigation to say, I want to go check what title the land has, so that it's not just that you are working on what the person told you, right? So there are some land, when you go to the Ministry of Land, you will see it. Village accession in process. You can buy such a land. Because what that means is that government is saying that they are going to give the village, the gazette, the accession, they are giving the village back that particular portion that you saw. Then you also have a land with, we call it a free land. It just have a survey. In other words, it's not under any form of acquisition, but it does not have a C of O. That is still not a bad idea. It's always cheaper than the one with C of O. Right. Then you have the one that already has a gazette. Government has already given the land back in form of a gazette. It used to be under government acquisition, but they gave them a gazette. That is more expensive than a free land. Then you have a land with C of O. A land with C of O is more expensive than a land with a gazette, even though gazette and C of O are of the same value. Then you have a land with governor's consent. Okay? A land with governor's consent, okay, is higher than a land with a C of O. I've done a detailed video. If you go to my YouTube at Stephen Akintayo TV, you will see that there. So at Stephen Akintayo TV, you see some of my videos on documentation of land. So you need to even know the documents that are available. You need to know the implication of each document and what it means. These things are important. People you don't just ignorance in our part of the world is a big issue. So I don't even know where to go start with, right? Ignorance. Some of you, even the lawyer you are talking to doesn't know what document is. As a true son of Oduduwa, it's our responsibility to make sure that we, the sons and daughters among the globe, guys, I don't know what you are coming to put here, right? I'm a Nigerian primarily before Oduduwa. I was born in Maiduguri. Okay, so I don't know what you are talking about. I'm a Nigerian, first of all, and this is why Nigeria cannot grow. You know why Nigeria cannot grow? Our division is too strong. Everybody consider them where they are from before anything else. I don't believe in it. I really don't. I believe in being good to people. In my office, I don't care where you come from before we give you a job. I don't care your religion. I don't care your tribe. Okay, and we need to let go all this rubbish. The best people who have worked with me were not from Odudua. Okay? Some of the best people who have added value to my life are not from Odudua. So guys, wake up and smell the coffee. Okay, Nigerians, they've divided us along ethnic lines, and the people who are most divided are poor people. If you agree, type I agree. The most divided amongst us are the poorest of us. It's the poorest amongst us that they have deceived with division. Why did Allen Oyema invest his money in Abule Egba? Why did Allen Oyema invest his money in Bejuleki? Why didn't he do it in Igbo land where he came from? It's the poorest of us that have been deceived into all this, racial sentiment. Jimovia, where is his investment? Okay, talk to me. Do you know how much investment Rotas has in the north? Do you know how much investment he has in the north? Okay? Talk to me. Costaris, you know how many investment Cosmos Maduka has in Lagos? You want to compare it with the east? It's poor people that sit down somewhere and they are saying, our land, our people, our Odudua, hail Odudua. It's poor people. Right? You think $10, all the $10 investment is in Lagos? Is that what you think? Okay, why is all of Dangote resource investment not in Kano? Do you know that Dangote's investment outside Kano is more than his investment in Kano? His investment in the south is more than his entire investment in the north. It's poor people that come up with all these things. So they come, our people. You see, yeah, hail our people. Hail Odudua. Hail Arewa. Hail Biafra. There's nothing wrong if we need to divide. I'm all for it. Right? If Odudua needs to go their own, why not? If Biafra needs to go their own, why not? If Arewa needs to go their own, why not? But I need you to know that an Igbo man is not my problem. An Arewa guy is not my problem. The elite of Nigerians are the problem. The elite Odudua are the problem of the Yoruba race. The elite Igbos are the problem of the Igbo land. The elite Arewa are the problem of Hausa people. Do you elite Hausa people will go and educate their own children in the US, in the UK, and continue to promote Almajiri school in the north, and continue to promote that the Northerners don't go to school? That is the will of Allah for them not to have Western education, and you will not come out and think that the poor Almajiri child is your problem. He's also a victim of those elite people. That young boy you see selling hawking plantain, hawking suya and fura de nono, which is also a victim of the elite in the north, the wicked elite, including their royal fathers and their political class. How has Buhari helped people in Castina now? Talk to me. Talk to me. A man was arrested in Castina because he abused the governor of Castina and Buhari. The police arrested him and locked him up. Is that a rich guy? Okay? And you will now be telling me, hey, Arewa is the problem. Even the people in Castina are victims of the wicked political class in Castina. And you will be telling me nonsense. The people in the south, they are victims of all the few rich political class who have stolen our wealth and put it in their cupboard. We're all victims of these people. And you come out and be fighting those who shouldn't be fighting. The young people in Onitsha, whose business the government should have put online. By now, Onitsha should be exporting shoes and a lot of things to other parts of the world. The governors could have made that happen. Forget federal government. The governor could have made that happen. You could partner with e-commerce sites, a lot of the ingenious ideas of all these young people, okay, in South. Put it together.
apps, in websites. Find a way to begin to export a lot of the works they are doing. But the governors are not doing that. They are stealing our money, and then you are sitting down there and you are saying it's one Yoruba guy or one Hausa guy that is your problem. We are all victims of the elite, my friend. We are victims of the elite. Let's wake up and stop being a victim. So nobody should come here and tell me Odudua. Don't come here and tell me Odudua. I don't want that nonsense. Not on my wall. I'm a Nigerian, first of all. I wasn't even born in Odudua land. I was born in Maiduguri. So explain that to me. I lived a good portion of my life, over 20-something years, in the north. So you are not telling me Odudua. Explain Odudua to me. We need to stop this nonsense. Who has Odudua helped? Okay, how much has Odudua put in your pocket? The person typing Odudua story for me now. How much has Odudua put in your pocket? Talk to me. Instead of all of us to face the political class who are wicked people, who are not looking for how to create what we call shared prosperity amongst everybody, we are sitting down abusing each other. You are Yoruba, you are Hausa, you are Igbo. Nonsense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Go to my office now. One of the best brilliant guy I have in my office is an Igbo guy. Right? I mean, so I don't get this point. I don't get it. So Odudua. Eh? Don't get it. I'm not against if we need to split. I'm not against that. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But to be thinking your fellow Igbo guy is your problem, or your fellow Hausa boy is your problem, or your fellow Yoruba is your wrong with your upstairs, because those are not your problem. It's the elite across all these different tribes that are the problem. Haven't you seen all these kings who collect money from politicians? They know this politician will not deliver when he becomes president or governor or senator. Yet they will collect his money and tell people to vote for him. Haven't you seen that? Is that not a king of your village who is asking us to vote for the wrong person because they have given him money? Are those not your problem? All the senators, all the House of Rep, are they not your problem? Show me how many senators has really changed the life of people during this COVID-19. How many of them? I'm not a senator. I'm not a local government chairman. I spent millions to feed people during this COVID-19. And many of you will not go and hold these political people responsible. If Stephen Akintayo will be coming to my DM, help me, my wife is dead, my children are sick, my clinical health. You're a politician that you need to hold accountable. You don't hold them accountable. It's innocent private citizens that we like to go and disturb private citizens. We like to call each other names. And we're all victims of these people. We are victims of these wicked people. So why fight the wrong person? Why? Why fight the wrong person? In the name of tribe, in the name of religion, even religion. Don't bring that religion nonsense to me. Right? I remember in Ogun State, we used to have a Christian governor, one of the most terrible governors we've ever had. One of the most terrible governors we've ever had. And he was a Christian. Please, let's be careful how we allow this political class deceive us. They should be careful. We should be wiser than that. Should be wiser than that. Should be wiser than that. I agree with you. We don't have a nation yet. Okay, we are too divided. We are too divided. Everything has to be about race, class. I remember I posted a picture of, distributing drugs and food in Maiduguri IDP camp. Okay, and you won't believe it. Somebody was saying to me that it is Hausa people that was giving food, that will not give Yoruba people from my tribe. And I was like, were you not there when we went to Ajegunle and this over 1 million naira worth of food items? I even streamed it on Facebook. Did you not see that? It's the day we now gave food to people in IDP camp in Maiduguri. You are now saying that it's only Hausa people. And you need to see how the person coined the word. It's only wicked Fulani people you are giving something to. Your own fellow Yoruba people, you won't give them something. I mean, why are we so divided? And the person didn't see that weeks ago, we distributed over 1 million naira worth of food items in Ajegunle. And do people in Ajegunle know Yoruba? Are they Hausa? We're so divided, and it's wrong. It's wrong. I repeat it. I don't care whether Nigeria wants to divide. If we need to divide, if that's what will make Nigeria better, let's divide. But to be demonizing your neighbor just because he's Yoruba or he's Hausa or he's Igbo is wrong. That's my own opinion. We shouldn't be demonizing ourselves just in the name of the fact that we are from another tribe. It's wrong. Don't demonize your neighbor because they are from another tribe. If we need to divide, let's divide. But don't demonize the next person. Because some of the people God will use to change your life are not going to be from your religion. They are not going to be from your tribe. This year makes it 10th year my mother died. The first person that came to the aid of all of us was a Muslim. Alaja Akoka. Muslim. She's not even from where my mother was from. She's a Muslim. And she was the one God used to help us out. Where were the Christians? Even my mother's siblings abandoned us. The only house she had, my mother's sibling wanted to take it from us. Okay? That is wrong. My own is, if we need to divide based on the fact that the food thing was wrong, I agree. But we should not be hating each other because of where we come from. We should not be looking down on the next person because of where they come from. We may have to divide if our foundation is faulty, if we all don't agree. But I don't need to demonize you to separate from you. I don't need to. I don't need to call you cockroach to separate from you. You're a human being, and I should value you. I should value you. You are important. Everybody is important. Every tribe is important. Every religion is important. May you not suffer before you understand what I'm talking to you about. My mother died. The woman was a Muslim. She's my adopted mother now. Even though, I'm a Christian, strong Christian, on my wedding, she came and prayed in Islam because I understood for the first time that God can use anybody to bless you. And we are so myopic with race, religion, and all this sentiment. And many of us, the people who carried our blessing have gone because you were looking at the tribe they came from, the religion they were practicing. And they've gone with your blessing because you hated them. Okay? How many of you have had a great time, by the way? If you've had a great time, type, I've had a great time. I've had a great time. Talk to me. If you've had a great time, type, I've had a great time. Judah Flourish says, the elites are our problem, including the Obas. I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Many of these Obas, just go and... Our elites are the problem, not the average person. The average northern elites, they don't like Nigeria. The same way they don't like the northern people. They don't like them. That's the truth. How can you have a volcano and we don't have a proper functional laboratory in Kano that could test? How can that? Kano is the second largest city in Nigeria. How can you not have a proper laboratory to check infectious diseases in Kano? And guess who it started killing first? It was the rich people. You see? That's how wicked Nigeria elite are. They are so wicked that to do the right thing that may end up protecting them, they won't do. Of course, they've always believed that if they are sick, they will travel abroad. They never knew something like this will happen. A whole Kano, not to have a standard, testing place. See how people are dying, in Kano like anything. Even Lagos that is bigger, people are not dying like that. Northern elite, southern elite are wicked people, period. Let's face the facts. It's not the people at the bottom that are the problem. It's the elite. It's those rich guys. And I'm not talking of just rich guys, because I'm rich by doing by work, by doing the right thing. But these people who stole money, who didn't run one business in one day, they don't have one single business they are running. The only business they have is to steal our money. Those are the problem. Those are the people. And those are the people we should face. Not to come here and begin to blame somebody who is also a victim. You know how many businesses have been affected by COVID-19? People who have lost their jobs, employers who will become employees. So even the people you call businessmen are still victims. It's those people who have access to our treasury that have been looting our money every day. Okay? So, if you have enjoyed this broadcast type, I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it. Come on, talk to me. If you have enjoyed this type, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. So you can go back, watch it again for those of you who came late. For those of you, like I said, want to invest in real estate, you have at least 5 million to invest. If you have less than that, but you are ready to invest immediately, chat me up on WhatsApp +1 6464 273317. WhatsApp chat only +1 6464 273317. Okay, WhatsApp chat only. And we're going to see how to turn you to a land banker expert. Okay, how to start your land banking investment today. I'm on my way to the office, so you're going to make money through land banking. There's so much opportunity in it, and I hope you take advantage of it. There's also money in residential apartment. Lagos, we have to restructure because Lagos is also congested like New York, and in the period of diseases like this, something has to be done to decongest Lagos. So this becomes an opportunity for those of you who want to go into residential apartment to make good money for yourself. Love you, and bye-bye. Have a great day. Remember to follow me on YouTube at Stephen Akintayo TV. Go and subscribe right now. There are so many free materials that will change your life if you go there now. Every single person, go there. I have a video I just uploaded. This video will change your story. Okay, go to my YouTube, subscribe right now at Stephen Akintayo TV on YouTube. Go there now. Okay, and don't